Broadcasting live each week on Tuesday at 12 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios. Log on to hear sports talk from basketball to football and view your feedback on the biggest sports news you want to talk about from around the world. So be sure to log on each week Tuesdays at 12 p.m. to catch the Jamie Egenti Show. Hope to see you soon
on Fishbowl Radio Network.
Jump in.
Welcome to the Jamie Egenti Show right here on Fishbowl Radio. My name is Jamie. It's Tuesday, November the 15th, 2022. And let's get to it, man. Dallas versus Green Bay, right? So a lot of people had this as a win, mine included, you know. But then you play against Aaron Rodgers, okay? Aaron Rodgers has a messed up life outside of football, okay? Well, he's not the best guy out there, but when he's on the football field, you just got to account for him. And in this game, you didn't have to count for him. The running game got him out of throwing the ball more than 20 times, which he did. Which I thought, okay, well, you know, that's not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would chuck it up 30 times. The type of receivers that he has, there are no household names till you talk to Christian Watson. Then you ask, who's Christian Watson? I have no idea, but we'll dive that in a few minutes. But now we got to play the blame game. And I want to welcome back Gabe. He wasn't here last week. So, Gabe, did you take the bye week with the Cowboys? Because the Cowboys had the bye week last week.
Yeah, basically, you know. basically what I did.
You took the bye week without the Cowboys. So,
yeah. With
that being said, well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, with that being said, before I give you my blame, so I always dive into social media after the games and, you know, Monday, it's a little bit into Tuesday, all that stuff. So, where would you put the blame at?
So many different places. For starters, I'm gonna start with the top. I'm gonna start at the top. So, Mike McCarthy.
You're gonna start at the top.
Mike McCarthy. This was a game for him that was very important. This is his first time going back to Green Bay, and he was coaching like he was trying to prove something the entire game. So, going for it on fourth downs, right?
Okay.
Something that we never do. If you watch the Cowboys, like, there's times where I be screaming at the TV, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. And
even on 4th and 7?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about there's certain situations in the past, where I'm like, all right, yes, let's go for it, and then now we either kicking the field goal or we punting.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool, y'all are conservative, that's fine. And then you come into Green Bay, the only game in my life where I've seen Mike McCarthy do this, which is why I know he was trying to prove something.
Okay.
You going for it on basically every fourth down and short that we had in that game.
He wanted to win the game, so
you wanted to win the game.
He wanted to prove himself.
But where's this energy on a regular basis? That's my problem.
I mean, it's personal to Green Bay because Green Bay got rid of him for nothing.
For nothing.
But like he had every report that you heard out there, he had a troubled relationship with Aaron Rodgers, which that was untrue. You know. The second thing is we don't know what happened in the front office, why he was released from Green Bay. He led them to the Super. He won the Super Bowl with them. So this game,
it was Aaron Rodgers is the reason why he's not there.
Right.
So it's literally Aaron Rodgers being unhappy is the reason why he's not in Green Bay still, which I wish he would have stayed there. To be totally honest, I'm not a Mike McCarthy fan. If you can't tell, I never have been. And this game just proved why. Because you ego tripping. This has nothing to do with us as a team. You're trying to prove something to your old team. It's like going to go visit your ex-girlfriend and pulling up in a rented Benz, like, just to say that you did that.
You're better than you're better than
you just rented the Benz. That's all you did. You got to take that back tomorrow. Like that. You see what I'm saying? So
I see what you're saying.
That's how he was moving and how he was operating. And so to me, when it gets to overtime and you want to go for it on 4th and 3, when we're in field goal range,
I mean,
and we're really just trying to win the game.
You got to understand. I'm not trying to defend I'm not trying to defend his play calling. You got to understand that on that side of the field, I think there was a little bit of win issues. But I understand going for the field goal either way, or going for on 4th and 3. That's not the play call I want to call. I will call maybe like a little screen.
In overtime, you play the game with momentum.
Right.
So by not getting that 4th and 3 or whatever it was, you've now given Green Bay the momentum to go win the game. Because all they need is a field goal.
Right.
So at the end of the day, at least if I'm attempting a field goal and I miss it, okay, cool. They start at the same spot, whatever. We still got to go play defense, but the momentum is different. They still have the momentum, but it's just different.
Exactly.
Like, it's just different.
But our defense
wasn't playing
was horrible.
Well. Yeah,
we gave up over
well.
200 plus yards on the ground, and we gave one receiver we never heard of. We didn't even prepare for over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Gain his confidence. Because at those times during the season, he had nothing. He had no confidence.
But honestly, our defense looked really sleepy.
Yeah.
They looked very sleepy. Like, I feel like the bye week wasn't enough for them. Or it was too much. It was one or the other.
It was too much.
Like,
I mean, it was too much. It was over a week. So it was too much. And what did you need to work on during the bye week? And one of those things in the bye week was tackling, right? Like, they got Jonathan Hankins off the Raiders squad because the Raiders are garbage. They don't give up players.
Yeah.
So you think one player will try to show up the defense? It will stop the running game. That ain't happening. It's player personnel. Like every year, we always talk about defensive tackles. Get the defensive tackle. There isn't any. Like it's not there. Like come on. What are we saying? Like this is player personnel stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you have Micah Parsons play linebacker for the first time in his career. First time ever. Like what type of scheme are you running again? That doesn't even make sense, man.
It's almost like they just didn't take Green Bay seriously because of the record, because of how they would. Like, they didn't scheme for this game at all.
No.
On the defensive side of the ball.
And I was scared because Aaron Rodgers, considering the fact that what he does on the football field is going to torch us, which he did not. Yeah. The run game did.
Yeah.
And one receiver.
Again, this is the second or third team that has beat us on the ground like that. Philadelphia beat the brakes off of us on the ground.
They did.
Chicago almost beat us on the ground.
They did.
Like, we're not a good run-stopping defense.
We're not. It is by personnel.
We're the best pass rushing defense. So what do you think teams are going to do? They're going to run down our throats.
Where's their two backs?
They're going to run all over us like Forrest Gump.
Two backs?
Like this. I'm telling you. So I just think that
two backs.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. But
what you think Minnesota going to do to us next week?
Run the ball. I mean, they got, 2 elite receivers? Well, 1 elite receiver in Justin Jefferson, which he was in my top 10, which that's not a surprise that he's having a breakout. But my blame will be on the players. That's where I go. The players from Dak to the defense. Dak, you cannot throw it over. And then again, you're calling the play calling. You cannot throw it over 40 times. We know this for a fact. Being a Cowboys fan, we know Dak cannot throw 40 times. And I saw people blame Dak on social media, which I'm trying to defend him in a sense, because he can't play defense.
And he can't throw the ball to himself.
Right.
That's another thing that I need people to understand.
Right.
There were so many miscues and missed routes. All of the picks that he threw, they were missed routes. That was a horrible route by CD over the middle. Lazy.
Okay,
this
is why you have to get Odell Beckham. This is why. Because Odell Beckham is a route runner. Odell Beckham doesn't tell Dalton Schultz to go on to take another yard on the goal line to set up CD. He doesn't tell you that. He runs his route to perfection.
Exactly.
This is why CD has a chip on his shoulder. That's why he balled out. Because he heard his running back, his quarterback, his linebacker say, we need to go get Odell. We need to knock on Jerry's office. We need to get into Steven's head and say, you know what? We need to go get Odell right now before any team does.
Yeah.
You know what? The one team they lost their receiver the other day. I can't remember. Somebody lost their receiver the other day. Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
they lost Juju.
Yeah.
So who are they gonna call? Odell said he wants to sign by the end of this month. He has the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Chiefs, and the Bills. Dude, like bringing him in for a workout. Like, come on. Like, this is what, November the 15th? We've been talking about him since last week. So, like, dude.
And they know this too. They just like to be last to the party, and that's how they lose players. Jerry don't play the free agent game well.
But that's the thing.
And they talking so much in the media about how we want Odell here, we want Odell here. Okay, go get him. He's sitting there waiting on you.
Dude, he said it doesn't matter. Like you can sign him today. He said by the end of this month, a team can go out there right now and go get him, like the Chiefs. The Bills, even.
And if the Chiefs or the Bills get him, we might as well put our season to rest.
It's over. It's over. Like, this is why CD has a chip on his shoulder. This is why CD is not a number one receiver. You cannot run routes to cause your quarterback concern. Those interceptions were on him. Yeah. Not Dak, on CD.
But I do put a little bit of it on Dak because you can't force those balls. If it's not there, it's not there.
Right.
And I get it, like, He doesn't go through his reads very well, I notice. Because if you go through your reads, you'll be able to – you may not find an open receiver, but you'll know what to do with the ball. Mm-hmm. Like,
you think he's overconfident?
I don't know. I wouldn't say overconfident because I think he actually lacks confidence. I think that's part of his problem. Mm-hmm. But –
this is the things he said. To me, this is the thing he says sometimes. To me, it's kind of a little overconfident. That's why I ask. Because it's like
what did he say? I
mean, the press conference, he kind of blamed it on the refs, a little bit. And I'm like, well, Dak, that was not your best game. Like, no. You have to take it to heart and say, you know what, I messed up, and we're going to come back and get the next one. And all that motivation talking he was talking before the injury, coming back from the injury and all that stuff. And to me, it's like, dude, you're overconfident, man.
And I think what it is, too, because when he first came back from injury, he played well. Like, Chicago, Detroit, granted, those are teams that we should beat.
Those are teams that are
Yeah. We should beat those teams.
We should beat the Packers because the Packers didn't show anybody. They barely have a defense. Barely.
We should have beat the Packers, but it's the Packers. We know our history with the Packers. You've been a Cowboys fan long. You've been a Cowboys fan long enough to know the history with the Packers.
Yes, but
it's not just Aaron Rodgers. This goes back to Brett Favre. We've been in hell against the Packers.
Yep.
I can't even remember too many times where we beat them. It's any type of season.
Not very much. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is 8-2 against the Cowboys, so he's owned us, basically.
Most of those matches being in the playoffs. So they've ended our season so many times. So that's what I'm saying. I'm never surprised when we lose to Green Bay, no matter what their status is. It's a culture thing.
It's a damn shame. And you didn't even have your bet. Well, you didn't even have your best play calling. Kellen Moore could have taken this to heart. He could have said, numerous times he has messed up, right? Numerous times. I can go back to the Tampa game where we only scored 3 points. He could have taken that to heart. Mm-hmm. But I just don't understand why he doesn't continue to put the blame on himself. Kellen Moore. And then you talk about the defense. Micah Parsons was lined up playing linebacker. I'm like, you can't rush because when you rush in the middle, you're going to get doubled. And that's what Green Bay did. Even though they were holding a lot and, they were chip-talking him, you cannot rush. You cannot rush in the middle like that.
And what Green Bay did, once they saw, you have to, the way to beat Micah Parsons is to run directly at him. Okay. Philadelphia taught us that.
They did. That's what Philly did.
Philly taught us that more than anybody else has this season.
And now everybody's going to follow suit.
And now everybody has followed suit since. Everybody. Like, Before the Philly game, ask me how many teams was running on us for 200 plus yards.
Never.
It wasn't happening.
No, it wasn't happening.
So, yeah, it's very simple. We got to figure out how to adjust to what they're doing. They've adjusted to Michael Parsons because he's such a major piece of our defense. Right. He is our defense. I mean, to be honest.
I mean, you might as well. He is our defense.
If you neutralize him, you've neutralized our defense.
Right. That's what it is, and that's why you got guys like Christian Watson go for 108
because our corners can't cover.
107.
We don't have great coverage corners. We have very aggressive corners. And so the moment that we can't rush the passer or you get us off of our rhythm, you run play action, and now we got to account for the run, we're going to lose every time.
Okay, first of all, Trayvon can't play coverage.
Trayvon sucks as a corner, but he's very aggressive. But
he's a great ball hawk.
He's a great ball hawk. He's a receiver on defense.
Right, exactly. And then you have Anthony Brown. Kudos to, well,
Kudos for what?
No, not kudos. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the safe way to say injury wise. But he got beat. He got torched. He got hurt. And then Kelvin Joseph is a liability. So we're not expecting anything from him. And Deron Bland is just a rookie on no man's island. And I'm like, dude, you got to get better corners. You got to get a shutdown corner. And Trayvon's not a shutdown corner.
We got to draft corners and receivers. I don't want them to draft nothing but corners and receivers.
That's what it is.
That's it.
That's what it is, man.
Because if we have corners who can cover,
right,
our defensive line and our linebackers don't have to account for as much.
They don't.
They don't. We get killed in the secondary.
By guys that lack confidence.
You better be glad that a lot of these receivers drop passes. Because you know how many touchdowns
he dropped 2 passes this game.
That's what I'm saying.
And he redeemed himself by catching the last 4.
If he catches those 2 passes, we're losing by 4 touchdowns.
Exactly.
Easy.
He's not even their number 1.
Yeah.
He's not even their number 1. He's like their number 5.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like I've been screaming at the corners for 15 years.
Dude, we never had a shutdown corner.
We never had a
shutdown corner. Trayvon's great, but he's not a shutdown corner. He's not a Darrell Reeves.
He's a great complementary corner because he's a ball hawk.
Right.
But we need at least one coverage-based shutdown corner.
We don't have that.
And we don't have that.
We don't draft that. And it's a Steven and Jerry problem.
Oh, 100%. Because why would we draft Byron Jones?
And
at the time when we drafted. At the time that we drafted Byron Jones, there was 3 corners that were solid coverage corners. One from North Carolina. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'll never forget it because I was irritated. It was 3 of them, though. It was 3 corners that were sitting there right when we drafted Byron Jones that were better at coverage than Byron Jones. But they drafted Byron Jones because he was an athlete.
Right.
And now he's in Miami and
he's not doing anything there.
Exactly. So we have a history of not drafting well at the cornerback position. Or the secondary, period.
We need to somebody in that draft room needs to take control. Somebody in that draft room needs to take control and also needs to take away the interviews from Jerry. Seriously, take everything away from Steven and Jerry.
Can't take nothing away from them.
You have to at some point.
Who?
Who gonna take somebody. I don't know, but somebody. But somebody was in the media that has to say, you know what? We have to take away these issues. They don't know how to draft. Period. Come on. We don't I watch other teams' corners and all of them, and they're doing well, better than us. Better than us. You can talk about Philly. Philly has 4 guys.
50. Why did I say 50? Philly traded for what's his name from New Orleans, right?
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the best trades of the year.
Yes. Because it was asset. They are going places. That's the thing. They're going places. That was before the season started.
Yeah.
Not halfway. If we were talking about halfway, I could understand.
They knew what they had when they was going into the season. After the draft.
We didn't. We didn't know what we had.
We had no idea. I still don't know what we have. I'm so confused. The fact that we even sitting at 6-3 is amazing. I'm like honestly pleasantly surprised.
It's very surprising, man.
It's a pleasant surprise.
It's very surprising.
I had no expectations for this year after Dak got hurt week 1.
I had a little bit. I had a little bit to the point where I thought, okay, maybe after Cooper Rush's second win, I said, okay, maybe we can run this thing. And then after, yesterday, I still have that little bit of confidence.
I will say, if Cooper Rush played yesterday, we win that game.
What?
And I say this because listen to why I say this.
Oh, okay, I'm listening.
There's a theory I have.
Okay.
When you make a quarterback just manage the game and you put the ball in your running back's hands to beat them, we could have beat them with Tony Pollard. The game plan itself was not to feed Tony Pollard, which is the problem. Right. So, to me, when Cooper Rush is in the game, we scheme differently. We scheme totally differently. The scheme that would have beat them is the scheme that would have worked with Cooper Rush. But because you have Dak, you're trying to put the ball in his hands because you think that, we paid him all this money. He should be able to win us a game throwing the ball 40 times a game. Right. It's not realistic. He's not that quarterback.
It's never been realistic. It's never been.
And that's the only reason I say that. Not because I think I want Cooper Rush to be my quarterback. No. But I'm saying because of the scheme.
Yeah. I understand. So here's where I kind of agree because first of all, the Packers didn't show anything on defense. The second thing is you could have ran the ball at them, which again, they didn't show anything on defense. I think Dak wanted to prove himself this game, which is the reason why Dak should get this game. Because I was hoping he'll mix it up, and you're still in Kellen Moore's ear. Instead of Aaron Rodgers running his own plays, and Matt LaFleur taking a step back, which he has. Yeah. Even though he's an a-hole to me, but Dak should call his own number. Like Dak should call his own number. That's the thing. Because if you play, like you said, if my quarterback's getting $40 million a year plus incentives, you should call your own number.
He should be able to.
You should. Pat Mahomes gets it,
and Pat Mahomes should.
But Dak should too.
Okay, so where do you see Dak amongst the quarterbacks in the NFL?
Oh God,
I want to know just because it's going to tell me why you say that.
Oh man, amongst the NFL right now this season?
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, I'm going to say top. Ooh.
Because I can name 10 quarterbacks that's better than
I'm going to say outside of, I'm going to say around the top. He's going to be at the bottom 10. And the reason why I say that is because I don't see, if you put Geno Smith at this quarterback's position, right? He's not running this offense. If you put Matt Stafford in the system, he's not running his offense either. If you put, let me name another quarterback. Let me put Trevor Lawrence in this position. He ain't doing anything too. Jimmy Garoppolo, nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why I said
naming quarterbacks that we already know will not be in the top 10. So, you're not gonna get me with that. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to be slick. You just named 3 quarterbacks that we never thought about in the top 10.
I tried, but I know. I know it's not gonna work.
Pat Mahomes is better than Dak. Lamar Jackson is better than Dak. Josh Allen is better than Dak. Justin Herbert is better than Dak.
Lamar Jackson
is better than Dak.
The guy can't throw the ball.
Lamar Jackson is better than Dak. You put Lamar Jackson, but he can make a play.
You can't ask him to throw it 20 times.
He can make plays.
Can he throw it 20 times, though?
He can. He's done it. But
can he do it consistently?
Neither can Dak.
But Dak throws over 20 times, though.
But I'm telling you right now, what Dak lacks is what Lamar Jackson has.
Thank God he has legs.
Lamar Jackson has the ability to make plays.
He has, yes, but not throwing wise. If you keep Lamar in the pocket, is he going to beat you that way?
But how are we going to compartmentalize a player? That his running ability and his throwing ability are all encompassing.
They are.
So when I'm talking about a quarterback as a player, that is included.
Right.
So that's why Lamar Jackson is better than Dak. You can make an argument for throwing. I get that. I get it.
I mean, okay.
You can make an argument for that.
Okay.
But Jalen Hurts is better than Dak.
Jeez.
Jalen Hurts is better than Dak.
Now you sound like.
Am I really off in that though, for real?
You're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm embarrassed because we got guys that were drafted later in the draft, and then you're saying they're better than Dak. I can understand that. That's why I'm a little discouraged.
Yeah.
Because Dak is supposed to be better than this.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's not.
Yeah.
And I don't know what other quarterback you can get right now that can make this football team.
Oh, no. We're in Minnesota Kirk Cousins' position. We had to pay Dak because he's the best quarterback that we're going to find at this point in time.
Right.
You're not going to find one in the draft that's better than Dak.
No.
You're not going to be able to trade for one because who trades quarterbacks?
There's no other quarterback.
There's nothing that you're going to do.
You got to get a quarterback off the street then.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, Dak is great.
Dak is great.
Dak is great. He's a great quarterback.
He is.
But he's not at an elite level. Elite and great are two different things.
God. I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we paid him like an elite quarterback,
but that's public pressure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said in the other episode.
It's public pressure and the market. Because Arizona just had to do it with Kyler Murray.
Public pressure.
That's the market. That's what the market bears.
Kyler Murray was public. Well, Kyler Murray was public pressure because Kyler Murray was saying, "I'm better than dirty quarterbacks in the NFL." That's why they gave him everything, and that's why they told him at first, "Make sure you study this. Make sure you study that. We'll give you a final exam at game day." And it's like, hell no! I want to go after practice. I want to go play video games. Look at them now. Where is he at right now? At 3-6.
And hurt.
Exactly. And now you got Colt McCoy starting. Out of nowhere.
The Rams should be ashamed of themselves, by the way. They should have never lost that game. But that's not the point. The point is Dak is a middle-of-the-road quarterback.
So
I put him probably 9, 10, or 11. One of those spots. He's 9, 10, or 11. God. And that depends on the week.
What? It depends on the week.
I'm joking, by the way.
I know you are. It's funny. It's funny. On the week.
But I definitely say he's 9, 10, or 11.
But, dude, you can't at some point, he's got to call his own number. You can't have these fools mess up the game for you. Mike McCartney messed up the game by telling Kellen Moore on that second down in overtime, you better have 2 plays ready. I don't know what type of communication is that. Y'all are sitting right next to each other on the sidelines. Why can't you all come together and say, you know what, you got to have 2 plays ready because I might go for this on this 4th down. Or I have a kicker who's made a 50-yard field goal on the road, kick this field goal. You make that field goal in overtime, you're stopping them on defense. And then we won't have this angry conversation everybody in the Metroplex is having right now. we won't blame Dak for that game.
Yeah.
It will just be a win.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say, okay, the defense gave up over 200 yards, but Dak doesn't play defense. They kept Michael Parsons at linebacker. Like the Van Der Esch was playing half himself. Another player Donovan Wilson was half-assing it the whole entire game.
And he just got back.
Exactly.
So
no, he's been healthy.
Who am I thinking of then? Who am I? Somebody we just got back. I thought it was Donovan Wilson.
No, on defense, Anthony Barr didn't play this game.
Curse has been playing.
Curse, Curse.
Somebody came back this week.
I think it's his third game back.
Okay, somebody just came back recently.
I think so.
Figure out who that was.
But dude, like this is ridiculous, man. You cannot play this way. You can't. And that goes to the players. That's why I blame the players. They were out of position the whole entire game. Period.
I don't know why. Like when I watch the defense play against running teams, teams that have game plan for us, they always look so confused. Like across the board.
The teams?
No, I'm talking about our defense. When we're playing against teams that have schemed to run the ball against us because they know that we can't stop it. We look incredibly confused. I've never seen a defense look this out of position and confused. I'm wondering if we're like looking at these teams because a lot of these teams are normally passing teams. Okay. Aside from Chicago.
Chicago's more of a
Chicago's a running.
They got
team.
two running backs.
Yeah.
I include Justin Herbert. I'm sorry, Justin Fields in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Man, I don't know. Something that they're doing during the week that is real. That you just made me think of something that really bothers me. Like, I don't understand. Are they watching a film? Like something's happening.
I don't know
during the week to the point where the right personnel is on the field, but yet they're running all over us. And now you got another back in Devin Cook running, and then you got a receiver that you got to prepare for, which you don't have, which he's going to ball out. Just watch the Buffalo game.
Our only hope is that they pass the ball 30 times.
And Kirk Cousins is still going to beat you either way.
I don't know.
He's still going to beat you either
because
way.
of our pass rush. The reason why I say we have like one of the top 3 pass rushes.
If you put Micah Parsons out the line of scrimmage, though,
which they're going to do that. They're going to do that.
Why did they do this game?
Because you remember Vander Esch went out for a couple plays, so they put him at linebacker, and then.
But he was there the whole entire game.
He ended up moving there the entire game.
Yes.
He didn't start there though, because he was on the defensive line to start the game.
Yeah.
So
and they moved him back for
whatever reason. For whatever reason, they saw something that maybe because they were running the ball. Because I don't know what it was. I don't know what they saw that I didn't see.
Dude.
But there was no reason for him not to be on the line of scrimmage.
This game should have had win all over it. Yeah. Win all over. Whether you win by a field goal or by 2 touchdowns, win is all over, because you know why? Because if you don't make the postseason, this is the game that this will be the kicker. This is why games like this, you have to take care of business, period. You got to take care of business, period, because you look at their team now. Their team is confused. Aaron Rodgers is calling receivers out, and the receivers are like, oh, hell no. We know you're a Hall of Famer, bro. No. We're human. You're going to have this meeting with us. We're going to talk, and we're going to get on the same page. And look what happened. Look what happened. Even Sammy Watkins got a catch, and he's been hurt his whole entire career. And Christian Watson, he came out of nowhere. I did some research on him, and I'm still confused of why he went to North Dakota State. Like, we never heard of that team. We heard of that team in basketball, but in football, we don't even hear. Of the Cowboys have made unnoticeable players all-stars. Yeah. Aaron Jones came out of UTEP. Mm-hmm. He was nobody till 2 seasons ago. Yeah. And then A.J. Dillon came out of nowhere. Like I said, Christian Watson out of nowhere. He was lacking confidence the whole entire season till this game.
I'm going to tell you, though, we're going to mess around and not make the playoffs for real. You said something.
Dude, the 49ers are right there.
The 49ers are there.
The Commanders are right there. They're right there. Like, they can easily take it away. Those 49ers and the Commanders,
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm mixing them up with the Redskins. They're going to take this shit away. They are. Dude, like we have expectations to get in this division. You could have been a game and a half. A game and a half. But you mess it up. you go into Green Bay and you lay an egg.
I'm laughing because
on the road.
Why do we expect different? This is 20 years of the same behavior.
Because the thing about it is we got a good team. We got a good team to the point where we can make noise past the postseason.
The only noise we about to make is tears. We're going to be crying. That's the only noise we're going to make. Like again, as usual.
Dude, you could have traded for Brandon Cooks. You could have got Odell Beckham. Dude, I will take a risk. I will trade my apartment for Odell. Like, dude, come on, bro. He's right there. He said, I can be there. I can be there today. Brandon Cook said he's frustrated in Houston. Now he's got to play on 1-7 football team that he has no quarterback, no offense. But you can't take the risk to go out there and get somebody. You can't take the risk of saying, okay, well, we're not going. Okay, Dak, I'm going to call my own number. I'm not going to throw the ball more than 40 times or even 30 times. I don't know, man. I don't know what goes on in that office. I don't understand.
And I'm going to tell you the real reason they even considering Odell right now is because he's a ticket seller. He's a ticket seller. He's going to be great for the business of the Cowboys. He shouldn't be. The problem
he shouldn't be. He should help your football team. I don't care if he's throwing, if he's there, if he's in the end zone or proposing to the net. I don't care about that. He's supposed to help this football team. He's a route runner. He will help Dak improve his numbers. Period. The man is right there on the street. Teams will start to line up and pick him up. He's a phone call away. He can play. Pick him up today. He can play by Sunday.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. But I'm just saying, like, Odell is a ticket seller. You know how Jerry thinks. Everybody, if you're a Cowboys fan listening out there, you know how Jerry moves and operates at this point.
But listen, people invest. People wear the shirts. People wear the hats. Yeah. People dance in the stadium. The Cowboys, they're on the radio. They're saying, "Go Cowboys! We're going to the Super Bowl." But you're 6-3. You're 6-3. The Eagles are 8-1. The Buffalo Bills are The Buffalo Bills are 7-2. Minnesota's 8-1. And I thought, okay, you know, beat the Packers, right? Lose to the Vikings. Okay, fine. I will accept that loss to Minnesota. But I won't accept this one. This one, you screwed up all over it. Not you, Gabe. Not you.
I know not. No. I don't play for them.
not you. The Cowboys did. I'm talking about the Cowboys. Not Gabe. Not myself. We didn't screw this game up. They did. And we're passionate talking is because of this of the mistakes. And I understand and I agree with you.
I'm so jaded at this point when it comes to the Cowboys. I've been this way. I was this way when you met me, Jamie.
Yes.
I know what to expect.
And you laugh, and I laugh every single time you bring them up. Every single time you bring them up, I laugh because it's funny, and I know.
The same old boys. They're going to do the same old thing every year. We know this. Why do we? Honestly, I feel Stephen A. Because why are we like this? Why are we like this?
I can understand why he always makes fun of us, man.
Because we're going to always be.
Everybody makes fun of us.
We're going to get hyped for a couple weeks. It's always by mid-season where something happens right around November is where it starts to go downhill.
December.
November, December is usually when it starts to go downhill. We usually will win Thanksgiving Day.
They always talk
Thanksgiving.
About we lost Thanksgiving Day last week.
Yeah, we did. That's right. Which is not normal. That's not normal behavior.
Yeah. You lost to the Raiders.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't understand, man. I don't get it. But
The good news is Philly lost.
well, Philly lost.
So we need something to celebrate about.
I mean, it's fine.
We could just chalk it up to it being upset week,
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Even though,
Even
Washington
Tampa
deserved-
upset Seattle. You know what I'm saying?
That's weird.
It's
That's
upset.
so weird.
It's
but
upset
it's
week.
yeah, I mean, you gotta embrace those sometimes, right?
Yeah, I gotta find a silver lining somewhere. I go crazy, like I lose my mind. This team is not good for people's mental health. I don't think they. I don't.
No,
think,
and this is why, and this is the exact reason why.
Yeah,
But let's transition. But thank you for your insights, bro.
Absolutely,
I appreciate that. And I'm going to relax and talk about another team, which I think we're going to take a commercial break. But coming next, let's talk about North Texas football and the expectations. It's Fishbowl Radio. Well, we just had a passionate debate about the Cowboys, and hopefully, hopefully you are enlightened by our comments. But let's talk about UNT, man, versus UAB. 41-21, UAB wins this game. Okay. First of all, UNT, what the hell are you losing this game for? I thought y'all would win 5 games. Obviously not. You're 6-5. And this is why, speaking of inconsistency, you talk about a team that is like hot and cold every week. This is this team, UNT, every single week. Like this game had wind all over it. Like I said on the other side of the break, I said we need to beat UAB. We need, but you went there and you laid an egg like you always do. Everybody starts to praise you after beating West Kentucky, which you should get praised. And then you lose. Then you beat FIU, which you already know FIU is not a football school. We don't even know if they're a school, period. Like, dude, you can't beat mediocre teams to say you're elite. You're not. Or say you're great. You're not great. You're not elite. You're just a decent football team. Like I said before. Like, I don't buy into this hype of UNT football. I buy into the hype of UNT basketball, but I don't buy in this hype of the UNT football. You know why? Because they lose games like this. Like, against a team that's trying that was good, that was great in the past, but then again, it's like, man, it's whatever. This team is hot and cold, bro. This is ridiculous. And then you give 2 running backs. You talk about having a running game of what's his name? Jermaine Brown Jr., 24 for 150 a touchdown, and Dwayne McBride, 21 for 123 touchdowns. Those are bigger that's their running game. So we talked about the Cowboys stopping the run. UNT did not stop the run. Like, stop strutting yourself on social media that after the FIU game, and stop playing football. Period. Stop giving up the running game. Period. You gave up over 200 yards of rushing. Dude, I can't deal with these teams, man. Like, come on. How can you say, okay, we're a great team? How can you say, okay, we're on the rise? But then you take 10 steps back, like you always do. This whole entire season has been a wash. I don't care if you make an appearance in the championship game and you win it. You win it, it doesn't solve all the wounds. It doesn't. Because you know why? Because you got to beat Rice. Thank God you have another bye week this upcoming week. Now you got to go beat Rice. Instead of just trying to lock down and take care of business, now you got to go beat Rice out on your home turf. Rice is fighting for something too. Rice is fighting for a bowl. They're trying to get to the bowl win. Rice runs the football. Heck, that's another university. They're not even another university. Well, Jamie, they're Rice University. Well, I don't care. They're Rice. They have no football in their program. Obviously, they do because UNT has lost to them. They're in our conference. You got to play them, obviously. Like, dude, come on, man. I can't deal with this losing. I can't deal with this, man. I can't. And then coaching-wise, let me tell you something. Like I said, if North Texas wins the Conference USA, which is not going to happen, Seth Littrell should not keep his job. And I've been saying this all season long. Okay? Seth Littrell is a mediocre coach. First of all, he won't come on this show to prove himself. Any player won't come on this show, in which I've been waiting for the last, month? I've been waiting. And none of you efforts want to come up here. None of y'all want to come up here. Like, you say you're great, but yeah, it's like, come on, man. Dude, sit on this chair and tell me how great of a coach Seth Petrillo is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. But come in here. Gabe will help you out. I don't know what he'll do for you, but he will help you out. So, anyways, Seth Littrell, shouldn't be coaching this football team after this season. I'm sorry, guys. I can't be serious. But so he cannot be coaching this football team. You cannot go 8-4 and 7-5, which that's going to mean the end of the season. You can't go like that, guys. You got to stay consistent. You invested so much money in the program. When you invest money, you have to get results. You invested in football, what's that place called? A football indoor stadium, right? For practice. You invested all that money in that program, but yet you only win 7 games or 8 games. This is supposed to be like Alabama. Alabama can put everything on their canvas, and they go in and win a championship. This is our Alabama, guys. We can win 9 or 10 games a year, but yet we can't even get to 7. We can't get to 7. You got to win. You got to win all these games to get to 6, and then everybody wants to celebrate and say we're going to a bowl game. Dude, do you know how many times I have supported this football program? We have gotten nothing back. Seth Littrell cannot save his job by winning a bowl game. You're going to have an awkward record. He's still 0-5 in those games, man. And then yet when he wins a bowl game, you're gonna give him a new contract. And then again, we're gonna go through the same hellhole. Again and again and again. Even in the new conference, you'll go through that again. I can't do this. I can't go with this inconsistency. If y'all want my money, if you want my membership to go play to go to the football games, you got to hire a new coach, man. There's got to be a vision that says, you know what? We cannot stand for mediocrity. We cannot stand that, period. That's what this coach is. You think 6 or 7 is going to save your job? It's not. Ask Wisconsin. Ask Alabama. Ask Texas. And better yet, that Texas, they're not even they're kind of in the same boat, but they make moves. Moves, UNT, that you will not make. Come on, bro. You have to make moves. You have to make moves to improve your football program. Period. In the story. But losing this game shouldn't be enough. You know, let me tell you something before we leave about I'm done with this football program. Okay? I am done for this season. Maybe I'll watch a few games here and there and all that stuff. If they make it to the Conference USA game, then I'll watch it. I'll give y'all a full synopsis on it. And bowl games as well. I'll watch those games as well. Let me tell you about the basketball team, okay? We should be 0-2 by now. We beat Southern Nazareth. We don't even know where Southern Nazareth is, Gabe. I didn't know where that was. I didn't even know they were a basketball program until I found out that we won the game by 6 points. We should have won by 30. Who did they throw on that floor that they can beat you on that Southern Nazareth game? Who? I'll wait. Nobody, exactly. So why? By 6? That tells me your season there. Then you lose to St. Mary's by 30. I can understand that. It's St. Mary's. But dude, this is ridiculous. Y'all should be better than this, man. You can't go in there and stretch your shoulders and then say, you know what, we're the best team out there. We're the best school out there. You got to prove it sometimes. You got to prove it sometimes. Like Duke and Kentucky. Duke and Kentucky can stretch their shoulders because they're the best teams out there. And they play against harder competition. Us, when you play against Southern Nazareth, you win the game by 6 points. That's not a win to me. That's what you call an ass whooping. That's what you call it. It's inconsistent. Fix it. Fix it. Thank God you have 30 games left to fix this nonsense. The football program might have two, because you got Rice and then you got the bowl game. I'm not even going to count the Conference USA appearance because I don't think they'll make it. Yeah, I'm saying it. I don't think they'll make it. Period. They won't make it. We're done with this, man. Now, granted, I hope you enjoyed the laughters and all that stuff and my passion. You see, I'm passionate about this program. I support the green all day long. But when the green doesn't give me anything back, I trash it. I go with a different color. So that's that. But next week, obviously there's no game. There's another bye week. So we'll dive into basketball. We'll talk about basketball. And Gabe missed this subject last week. I did talk about the Lakers a little bit. The Lakers suck. So with that being said, I am going to talk a little bit about that. And also, we're going to recap the Minnesota game. So thank you guys for listening or watching. Do call in every now and then. I will appreciate feedback. And I will talk to you guys later. See you guys next week. Take care.
Hi, this is your host, Pastor